This is a story about Paolo the cat. Paolo the cat and the impossible problem, to be precise. Paolo lives in fluffy gardens, a wonderful place to live. Our story begins with a problem. Paolo the cat was baffled. He had spent the morning trying to work out the answer to a seemingly impossible problem. An equation he had found in a book called Complex Calculus of the Cat Kind. Just look at it. Can you make sense of it? Well, Paolo, the very clever cat, couldn't. "I'm just not clever enough," said Paolo. So he decided to get help. "I'll ask the cleverest person in all of Fluffy Gardens," said Paolo. Now, you may have thought that was Paolo the cat. Almost, but not quite. At the edge of town is a little house, and there lives a very old penguin. This old penguin, having lived for so long and seen so many things, is cleverer than you could possibly imagine. Paolo packed a sandwich, picked up the book, and set off to see him. He hadn't gone far when he saw a row of baskets laid out on the grass. Tooty the elephant and Poppy the tiger were about to play a game. "Whoever throws a ball into each basket and makes it to the finish line first," explained Tooty, "is the winner. But," he said as he held up his stopwatch, "you must finish before the time runs out." "Can I play?" asked Paolo. "You're not very good at sporty things," said Poppy the tiger. "I don't think you could do it." Paolo was a little shocked at first. But it was true. He never really went running or throwing. He spent most of his time reading books and doing cat things, like playing with balls of wool or eating stinky fish. "I suppose you're right," said Paolo. "I'm not sporty enough." And he continued on his way. Paolo arrived at the little house, and the old penguin opened the door. "Is that you, Paolo?" asked the old penguin, who couldn't see very well. "Yes, it's me," said Paolo. "I brought you a sandwich." Inside, Paolo made the old penguin a nice cup of tea and told him about his seemingly impossible problem. "I'm just not clever enough," said Paolo as he opened the book. "I can't work it out. It's all fine until I get to the square root of pi, and then... Oh, unless it's a fish pie." As Paolo explained his problem, the equation slowly began to make sense. "A fish pie! Of course! I get it," he said. "I shouldn't have given up so soon." The old penguin laughed and said, "There is nothing you can't do. Remember that." Paolo thought about this, closed his book, and left the old penguin to finish his sandwich. Paolo marched back to the friends and announced, "I may not be good at sporty things, but I will do my best. There is nothing I can't do." Tooty the elephant smiled. "Then let's play." And so they did. Tooty set his stopwatch, and the race began. Poppy and Tooty quickly threw balls into each of the baskets. 1, 2, 3. Paolo set off and threw his first ball. It missed. He ran to the next basket and threw another. that missed too. And just as Paolo was about to throw his last ball, he saw Poppy and Tooty standing at the finish line. Tooty the elephant had won. Poppy had come second. And Paolo hadn't even finished. Paolo felt very sorry for himself. "Poppy was right about me," he said. But then he heard something. The ticking of Tooty's stopwatch. "There's still time," he said. He might not win, but he could still get his last ball into the basket and finish. Paolo ran and threw the ball. It sailed into the air and down into the basket. Then he ran as fast as he could to the finish line. But the stopwatch had stopped ticking. Paolo was too late. When the friends had gone home, leaving Paolo alone on the grass, he thought about what the old penguin had said. "Next time," said Paolo, "I'll do it." And that night, all alone, Paolo the cat set a stopwatch and ran. One by one, he threw the balls into the baskets and ran to the finish. As he stood there smiling, the ticking of the stopwatch told him everything he needed to know. He had done it. The old penguin was right. There is nothing you can't do. Remember that.